Continuing our team coverage of the massive snowstorm hitting Kansas City, the blizzard of 2011.
Yeah, Governor Nixon is on the phone right now to tell us about how he declared a state of emergency for the state, and he has put 600 National Guard troops on standby as this storm is hitting the Show Me State. Governor, thank you so much for joining us.
It's great to be with you. We're out here at the State Emergency Management Center in Jefferson City, monitoring all the way across the state.
How is everything looking so far? Any widespread power outages that you know of?
Well, there's an ice line that runs basically up the state along Highway 44, all the way from Branson all the way to Jefferson County and South St. Louis area that we're watching very carefully, especially as the wind comes in back behind that. We expect over a half-inch ice in some of those areas, which could cause significant power outage problems as the day and evening moves on.
Governor, we've had meteorologist Brett Anthony here. We know the State Highway Patrol folks are saying this is the worst they've seen in decades. You've been in the state a long time. Can you remember a storm like this in your memory?
Well, it has all the indications of being a very historic event, and that's why we're saying to folks, stay inside, don't travel, make sure you've got plenty of food and water, because the temperatures are going to drop. You're going to have wind after the snow and significant temperature drops for a number of days afterwards. This is going to be a long event, and we're asking people to be patient and be careful.
You have declared a state of emergency for the state of Missouri. So what is the emergency response plan?
Right now, we're working to make sure that we've already pre-positioned, starting on Saturday and Sunday, generators in areas that could be hit and lose power. We have all of the Highway Patrol up and working 12-hour shifts, and then they're not allowed off their shift until somebody comes on. We've mobilized 600 guardsmen and women in areas around the state to back up support, and we're communicating, working with local officials along all of the areas that are most significantly hit. It should be noted for Kansas City, it looks like it's going to be a significant snow event. We don't expect as much ice in that part of the state as in others. While it's still serious, we don't see a tremendous likelihood of significant power outages in the Kansas City area.
Let's go to St. Louis, because you're absolutely right. It is a major snow event for us, Governor. But what about St. Louis? They've received a ton of ice.
Well, we're right on the line there. As you look at the maps, you see a line that basically runs up Highway 44. And as folks know, Highway 44 runs right through the city of St. Louis. We're actually a little bit more concerned about some of the rural areas leading up to that, Taney County and Branson, and moving up into the Farmington, Perryville areas where you have long individual roads out to houses, could have power outage for a significant amount of times. And that area got about 650 folks out of power already. So we're monitoring those rural as well as the city areas.
Talking about the possibility of power outages, I know we said this morning on our morning show that you had set up staging locations with emergency generators. Where are the ones in our area, Governor?
We're running it out of, we've got some north and some south, some in St. Joe, and then some down just north of Nevada. We're trying to be, above and below the ice lines there. We've got National Guard armories there in which we're staging generators, but we've moved a significant amount of those generators east because of the ice line that exists over there. We moved 135 generators from the western side of the state to the eastern side, and are waiting to deploy those as power outages occur.
If we do have power outages in our area, are there staging areas, are there warming centers that you guys have open or will open?
We're prepared to open warming centers if necessary in that area, both through the government operations, but also through a very robust faith-based group that we have. We find through the Salvation Army, the Red Cross, and others, as well as local churches. We have a very, very robust. You'll recall when Craig Fugate, the head of FEMA, came to look at faith-based initiatives and how they could support. Missouri was the model they used. We spent a lot of time putting that together, and it's paid off for us. But we are poised to open those if necessary. But once again, the Kansas City side we see as a significant snow event. We expect people to stay inside. Should be whiteout conditions very, very quickly here, so there'll be nothing up in the air. And we just want folks to hunker down and stay close to home.
All right, Governor Nixon live here on NBC Action News to give us the latest on what's happening in the state of Missouri and that state of emergency. We would be remiss if we didn't also say that the state of Kansas has also issued a state of emergency, with Governor Brownback doing that. State emergency crews on standby, as you heard him talking about. City leaders have set up staging centers to deal with these emergencies.